Okay, let's shoot a video for building cost estimate for tire selection. So, going to a new customer, assuming existing one as usual is mine. Oops, my last name should be HU. So, going with this guy and using my current Subaru. Okay, you have this customer or vehicle window. Moving on to order window. Then, assuming customer tires are worn out and doesn't matter if it's the springtime or the fall time, the customer needs a new set of tire, we're gonna scroll it down, looking for mountain balancing for tires, right? So here's the labels already in there, and depending on the size. So we just set it up as 140 as starting, but we will charge more for a bigger size, like say 18-inch gonna be 160, and 18-19 will be 160. If it's a 20-inch tires, I'm gonna charge a little more, like $200. Oh, sorry, 180. Just take the ratio, like as a portion, because the bigger the tire, the harder it is to work on it. So for this customer, maybe we just keep it at 140 for now. Now going down into open a browser. Do I have the North Country? So this one here, North Country Tires, and I have restated my account. So click on there, selecting the account. Okay, so for my tire size, I think it was 255, 55, 17 or 18. Yeah, I think it's 18. Otherwise, it's not working. So you don't need to enter the whole, like all the details, just entering all the digits. So 255, 55, 18. Here we go, have lots of options. So assuming in the fall they have a customer want a set of a winter tire. So looking at the one is a pure snowflake, that's a winter tire. This is a winter tire. But the one with the yellowish thing in the bottom, or the sun in the bottom, that's more like for all weather tire. That's what I am using. So customer has only one set of the wheels, then we can recommend an all-weather tire. It's a compromise between all season and the winters. And if you look into it, it does give you, oh, it didn't say here, usually have a UTQG rating. Winter tire never give you that, but all-weather they would. Let me find another example. This is the all-weather, oh, it doesn't have it either. So assuming the, man, it's unlucky today. Here we go. This is the all-season tire, and they have this rating here, the UTQG. You don't really need to explain that to the customer. What you need to know is the first 4 digit, it represents the longevity of the tire. 460 for a all-season tire is not the greatest. I have seen the all-weather tire, which is the things like this, would have a longevity over 500. So as an all-season tire, I'll prefer to see something 640 and up. If it's a 700, that'll be probably a better tire, like a Toyo's or other ones. Let's see if we can find a good one. So that's a Toyo tire, and Toyo tire rating for the all season is 680 AA. So this first 3 digit is the longevity index. Next one, A, is usually a heat index. And the one after maybe a traction index. I can't remember which one's which. The best one I ever saw was an 800, AA, and A. So the next two one, like usually if it's A, that means a good traction. And if it's a B, that means it's probably not the greatest. And I never see anything C. And the second one, the A, I saw like AA, which is probably the best of a stay cool. And if it's A, that's good enough. If it's a B, that means it's easy to warm up, and which is tire warms up, easy to increase the pressure, might cause an explosion, which is why tire pressure is low would actually cause the tire to blow up, because of the rolling resistance increase and causing the heat up the tire and actually soften the rubber, and then the pressure goes up, it would actually make it explode. So at a certain budget, you don't need to worry too much about these recommended price. What you need to worry about is going to look at here, the 3 dots. You click on it, it shows what's the cost for us. So if there's a customer that only have a one set of wheels, we would recommend, by the way, if it's a yellow, that means from another warehouse, which might take 1 or 2 days. If it's a green, that's the warehouse right next to us. It takes only a couple hours to get a tire. So in here, if we go with, he really want to something in the mediocre level. So I would select, Kumo is actually the one I'm using. I think it's okay for me, it's great. And the best thing is the cost is very reasonable. Well, it went up to 235 now. So 235, and you are going to, well, anyway, let's follow this thing. When you do, you would copy, oops, actually what am I trying to do is to copy this thing, SKU number. Let me, oh, because that's a link, it doesn't let me copy it. Okay, I select it. I go to Control C. That way it's copied. Going here, in next line, entering parts. Part number will be the SKU number. Control V. What I just Control and V. Okay, these two. So you have the part number here. Here you can say new tire. Okay, here's the one important thing you need to do is click on tire. Once you click on the tire, then it would actually change the price matrix. Assuming it's a 4 tires, our cost is $235. So if the tire matrix is applied, it would show a price of a $329. But what if I forgot to click on the tire, the cost actually become $470. So it's important to select on the tire, and then you enter the size 255/55. Where's my R18? Okay, so we have the tire size filled up, and the vendor, if you have, I don't think I have North Country in there, so don't worry about it. So assuming the tire, and my rule of thumb is making at least $40 each tire on the cheapest one, and then keep a margin around the 30%. 29, 28, that's great. 235 to 229 makes $100 a tire. That's great. We can keep it as is, or if you feel like this is a little too steep, customer might not accept it, change it to some other number. Assuming we're making $80 a tire or 75. Then we can do 310. That's roughly $75. Or even better, 309, because the customer would usually neglect the last digit. They'll see 30 something. It's easier to sell. Okay, now we're gonna go save, done. So what did you see here is I added 2 lines at the same time. One is a new tire, one is recycle fee, which is a government levy of $4 we're gonna pass on to the customer. Okay, so this is how you build the invoice here for the customer. So go back to selecting the tire. You're selecting based on the brand names and the ratings here, and you can do your own research online to find out which one to go. If he has to go with a winter tire, like he has 2 sets, one winter, one summer, and he has some good budget to play with, then we're gonna go to something like Cooper Discovery is a mediocre level. You can tell by the rating it's not the greatest. So I haven't been selling Coopers for a long time, honestly. Nexon is similar to the Kumo. It's in the medium range, and this is a new one. So you can look into the design. This looks like in the directional, which is, and also the gaps are very narrow, or you can call it a little narrow. And it has like a small sipes in the middle and large sipes on the outside. I actually assume this is more like an all-weather tire, which I'm right. If it's a winter tire, the whole tire has a small sipes around it, instead of only have the small sipes in the middle and the outside edge is less. But with the small gaps, it's more like for touring performance, which means good on fuel, and it's quiet, and it's good for running on a high speed. So that's a good candidate if people only need a one set of tire. But if they really need a winter tire, I have a couple more options here. So Toyo's always the best one I like. It's made in Japan. And if you're looking at the design, so you have a small size all the way across from left to the right. And for this model, the Toyo Observe GSI 6, oh, it's 6 now. Used to be GSI 5. So that's a new version that just launched. So if a customer has a good budget, they can go to this Toyo set of tire, and cost is $239. You know what? I would actually, for the same price, $235 for the Kumo and the $239 for the Toyo. I'll definitely go for the Toyo tire. And they have 5 in the other warehouse, so we can call them and bring them over here and sell to the customer. And yeah, if he needs a winter tire, I'll sell him this. But I only have one set of a wheel, then you have to go with the all-weather tire. Then that's a different story. Pirelli, no picture, no rating. I don't know what that is. And another one going down Goodyear. Sorry, General. Oh, that was more like an entry level for this General. What do they call it? The Ultimax. It is an all-weather rating. We sold it to one of the customers before. Wow, it's actually more expensive than I thought. Yeah, it used to be cheaper when we sold it to the customer instead of a 200. Instead of this like a 261 cost, and a retail recommend for $400. That's crazy. Different tire size definitely has a different price, and the manufacturer different as well. Like some of the manufacturer focusing on one set of a size, and another manufacturer focusing on different group of a size. So you have to just search for them. And when they have a red, you can just give them a call. You can call the North Country on, can't remember where's the phone number, maybe in the manual or in the contact us. So you can call their Calgary office, and they're gonna tell you the size of the tire that you were looking for was not available, and if they can get them from different manufacturer or from a different manufacturer, because they have agreement with the other manufacturer or other distributors as well, like NTD. So they will actually buy from NTD at a better price and make a small portion of the margin, like $5 a tire, and sell it to us. So even you saw these tires as like in red, you can still give them a call and get a price. Because don't try the price on here, because they probably won't be correct. So that's how you select a tire, and just get used to the names so you know what's the entry level. Usually this LaFan is the entry level. Kumo usually is a medium level, but seems like their pricing start to getting lower and lower. They want to going into the entry level market probably. Federal is more of a medium level as well. My winter tire on my SUV is running these the Federal tires as well. Starfire, never heard of it. It's probably entry level. I probably very rarely sell any tires on that brand. It probably is a cheaper one if you compare. Yeah, compared to the other price, this is much cheaper. Cooper Discovery used to be having very good pricing, but okay, still have a pretty good pricing. But the quality wise, I didn't see the longevity lasted. Like the customer was running this set of a tire for only 80,000 kilometers, and he ran on the Goodyear's Ultra Max, Track Max, I think that was the brand name, that was the model name, and they last for 120,000 kilometers. So I would not recommending this one too much unless the price is in the range, because that Goodyear Track Max or DuraTrack, that was a Goodyear DuraTrack. That one would cost like $300 for us, and we sell it for $400. But for this Cooper, we probably sell it for $280-ish to the customer. So play with it. And also we have another supplier for the tires. Come on. Okay, open a new window. We search for, or actually in the address here, we enter, NTD. I just entered NTD, and you should see NTD Connect. Then I go log in, Yes, that's the one. So here you're entering whatever's existing here. So try it again, 255 5518, same story. You can play with this website as well, and it has a way better selection on the tire brands, and you also have the selection on the left here. You have a true winter tire, you have a all other, which means it's all season, and you have the 3-peak mountain snowflake, which means it has a winter tire rating, like the sign label on it, at the 3-peak performance. That is the actually all-weather tire. That's the one I use. So all-weather tire is also rated for winter. So if customer going for their auto insurance, they'll be asking if you have a set of a winter tire to go with. Yes, all-weather tire do qualify for insurance, for the winter tire insurance. So they have better brands, like a GT is entry to mediocre level. So their price will be so the cost is for us 122. Oh, that was the cheapest for that size. So if customer is very price sensitive, no, you can't sell to them because you only have one in stock. Doesn't work. On the top, the local means the local in Calgary, when the local plus means Edmonton or Saskatchewan, the near the province next to us. National will be maybe from Quebec or East Coast or BC. So mostly I'm only focusing on the local DC here. And starting with this guy has a more stock. This is the one is the what do you call it? The Hercules tires, which I don't think is. I never sold any, but my experience on that is not the best performance. Price, yeah, it's pretty good. It's similar to that the Discovery. Forgot what was the name before. Cooper, yeah, it was similar to the Cooper tire brand, and priced very similarly. I think performance is very similar too. Do they have the rating on them? Here we go, 700 AA. That's amazing. That's more like a summer tire, I think. So it lasts for 7. The longevity is rating 700. Traction and heat is AA. That's pretty good. So you can play with that and find out what are the tires available. Wow, I picked a very odd tire size. The availability isn't the greatest. Okay, so you got what am I trying to show you here. So you can play around with it, build a new estimate, and as long as you don't convert in the bottom to order, it will not ask you why you cancel it. But if you don't want to use this one anymore, go on to the edit. In the bottom has the remove order. Just asking you, are you sure you want to remove? And you say yes. Oh, sorry, did I go for no? So remove order. Man, the mouse is not. Oh, sorry, it's already been removed. What am I looking at? It already went back to the customer page, and you press on the EXE. It went back to the WIP window, which is a work in progress window. Okay, here's the demonstration of how to select the tire and how to read the ratings, and that's just only one part of it. You can also do your own research online, see if that set of tires is a good ones. But if it's price sensitive, then you just select the product that matches customers' budget. And the minimum margin we make is usually $50 a tire. And usually the bigger the tire, or the more expensive the tire, the more profit we make. Like I mentioned, that Goodyear DuraTrack, and